So I can't believe I have to record this, but I went to Target with the wife and little Bobo, and I saw people wearing masks and gloves and all that bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you why it ain't gonna do anything for you when you wear masks and when you wear gloves in public. So, first off, N95 masks. Everybody has seen N95 masks. Everybody's heard about them now. People are selling them from all over the place. Number one, N95 masks have to be specially fitted to your face. There's multiple sizes, so when you just buy N95 masks off the internet or over the counter or whatever, they have to actually be fitted directly to your face. And there's a special test that's done to make sure that it actually fits you. So none of you out there are wearing N95 masks that actually fit your face. Two, when you have any mask whatsoever, any type of stubble like this, any facial hair whatsoever has to be completely shaved off. Completely. If you have a beard, if you have any type of stubble whatsoever, if you're a woman with a mustache, the mask isn't going to fit right. So that is a moot point right there of you even wearing a mask if you have any type of beard, because it has to seal against your face. Number three, when you wear a mask like this, right? Any type of mask like this, there's a reason why coronavirus is droplet precautions. So droplet precautions means that the virus is spread through droplets, whether that's through sneezing, mucus, any type of fluid that comes from the body, you have to inhale. So the problem with droplet precautions is that as soon as you go into an area that is supposedly infected, such as a patient's room, whatever you wear in that patient's room is now infected and needs to be disposed of. So when you wear a mask and you walk into a store and that store has coronavirus or any type of droplet precaution disease in it, that mask is now infected. You can't go into your car and wear the mask in your car now, because now you've infected your car. So when you actually go into a patient room, what we do is we gown up outside the patient room. We walk into the room, we do what we're supposed to, and then as soon as we leave the room, or right at the exit to the room, we take everything off and throw it in an actual biohazard trash so that all the disease stays in that room, and then you leave the room. You don't walk around with masks on. So people walking around the grocery store with masks on, you're just spreading it all over the place. Another point. So these masks have a little bar. That little bar is supposed to be bent around the nose, such as this, and then it wraps around the back of the ears. So as soon as you walk into a place and you have the mask on, this is now infected. So when you breathe, your glasses might get fogged up like this. That doesn't mean you can now take your glasses off and rub them and put them back on, because these glasses are now infected. They are touching the mask that's supposed to stop this from happening. So glasses, or whatever eyewear you wear, is now infected. So you can't touch your face, period, even if you have gloves on. So what if you're not wearing glasses? You can see that there are gaps here on the mask. This is not completely sealed around my face, therefore even air particles such as coronavirus, droplets, things like that, they're going to go into this area if you're not wearing a face shield. So if you're wearing a mask like this and not wearing a face shield out, it's useless. Another point, if you touch any part of the mask like this, bring it down, touch this, your hands are now infected. So even if you wear gloves, the gloves are infected. So I see multiple people touching this, bringing it down so they can talk. I see people going from a grocery store, getting in their car, and then going like this. How stupid is that? So now I've infected, because this is still infected, right? This is still supposedly supposed to protect you or block all the coronavirus. So all the coronavirus is blocked on this, right? So now I'm driving around with this thing around my neck. Infected. Still. So now I get it in my car, right? But then I go to put it back on and I touch it again. I bring it up here. Again, infected. Gap here, gap here. Not going to help. Another thing is, when you take a mask off, like I said, when you go into a room and when you leave a room, you're supposed to put a new one on before you go into a droplet precautions and take this old one off before you leave. So if you really want to protect yourself, you should be putting a new mask on before you walk into a store, taking that mask off as soon as you walk out of the store, and throwing it away. But then look what I did with my hands. I touched it. So your hands need to be sanitized or washed as soon as you take it off. So when you reach your hands into your pocket to get your sanitizer, you just infected your pants or your pocket that the sanitizer is in. So the other thing I've seen is people that actually take some sort of scarf or whatever and cover their face with their hand like this. Like somehow that's going to be useful, covering their hand like this. I don't even understand how stupid you can be. You're touching things, then you take your hand and you cover your face. Like somehow putting a piece of material in between your hand and your face, or putting a piece of material between, your hand and your face is going to block any disease from getting into your face. You're actually making it worse. You are putting yourself at greater risk for it. Next thing, I could go on. Next thing, if you wear gloves, right? If you're wearing any kind of gloves, because this is the new thing, wearing gloves everywhere, because they think that's going to help. So, you wear gloves, and you got a mask on, and you're touching things in the store, or anything like that, your gloves are infected. So, when you take money out of your wallet, your keys in your hands, your AirPods, because I see people putting their AirPods in, these are all infected now. They're all covered in coronavirus because your little hands touched them. So, if you feel the need to wear gloves, when you take them off, create little blades like this, and you should take them off from the bottom. So you grab the glove and you turn it inside out like that. Then the other hand, you can't grab the glove, that's infected. You have to stick your thumb in there and turn them inside out. So you're touching the inside. And then you still have the mask on. You then have to take the mask off and throw the mask away. And then sanitize your hands again. So you can see that even if you're required to wear a mask in public, even if you have to wear gloves in public, it ain't going to help. So besides the fact that this whole 6 foot away thing has allowed people to be absolute assholes to each other, screaming about the 6 foot away thing, it's also made a bunch of idiots who think that these masks are somehow going to protect them out in public. They don't. Leave them for actual medical providers that need them in the freaking hospital. Same with the gloves. They're not going to help you. So I just had to go on this rant because bandanas, people wearing bandanas. It ain't going to help. You're bringing material that you're covering with your face that is supposedly supposed to protect you from coronavirus. Then you take that material off and you put it in your center console. And then you put it in your house. And then you put it in the laundry to hang out with the other clothes. It's laughable. It's really laughable. So if you really feel like you need some sort of protection, like a mask or gloves, you should be changing them before and after every single place you go into. You shouldn't be wearing them in your car, because if you wear them in your car after you've gone someplace, you've just infected your car. It's just, this news media and all this garbage has told people that they need to protect themselves with masks and gloves and things like that. No, you don't. The people in the hospital do. Yes. You don't. When you go to Target or Petco. All right?